Calling all pissed off wrestling fans. This is another installment of Call It Like It Is. I am the man they call Nitro.
And I'm Tyler Wolf.
The Royal Rumble is upon us. Here's what I have to say to that. This is not celebratory.
This is for all the fans that are going to die from watching it.
That's going to take a while to settle.
Alright, do we want to start off with the Royal Rumble?
Wherever you want, I'm going to drink this episode away, my friend.
Okay. Well, Oz is with us tonight.
Hi, Oz.
Hello.
And Oz, what's going on with the men's Royal Rumble?
Okay.
Thus far.
Thus far, we have 5 confirmed entrants into the Royal Rumble.
And mind you, today's what day? What's today's date?
January 3rd.
As of right now, but it was January 2nd.
So we have 25 days and we got 5 entries. This is fucked.
Finn Balor, John Cena, Randy Orton,
I hear voices.
Shinsuke Nakamura,
Oh, strong style.
and Elias.
I will not walk with you.
I'm not walking with him either.
He can walk right on out.
Rumor has it that Funaki walked with Elias one time.
Is that how he got put on commentator?
No, but I heard that Elias tried to play with his ass.
Somehow that would surprise me.
Yeah.
And other Royal Rumble news.
Oh yes, let's not forget. Congratulations to the women's division. And I do know that it was confirmed, correct,
It was
Oz?
confirmed today, or actually it would have been yesterday on Monday Night Raw. It will have the exact same rules as the men's, coming out in intervals. Everyone, over the top. I'm so excited for them.
I'm excited that that is how it's going to go down.
Right.
I am kind of let down that actually had to be addressed, as if that was actually discussed, the possibility of it not being the same rules.
Right.
If that's the case, it's not a fucking Royal Rumble
It'd
match.
be a
then.
battle
Sorry,
royal.
It would be a battle royal by definition. I'm not sure why Vince is all of a sudden over the last few years deciding to change the definition of a lot of things, but the fact that that was even considered, I'm just like, so many people need a 2x4.
If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it just like the men.
Exactly.
You had a Money in the Bank match.
Mhm.
You had a Hell in a Cell match.
Oh,
and now...
cut the Money in the Bank the fuck out.
Okay, whatever. Yes, that, whatever. We understand what happened there. Fuck off. He doesn't work at the company no more. But
I'm glad that the women got a Money in Bank. Don't take it that way. But the problem with it was nobody in history of any Money in the Bank, even when Rhino got involved or Lita, has ever climbed the motherfucking ladder and grabbed the case and dropped it to them.
Yeah, that was dumb. I mean, the concept.
Rhino.
The concept was great. The concept was wonderful.
Right.
But the finish was
Horrible.
The finish was about as ridiculous as the.
his face.
No, I was gonna say it was as ridiculous as the Great Khali eliminating himself from the Royal Rumble and the ref not calling it, and
Yes.
it happened right in front of his fucking eyes.
Yes.
And he's just kind of standing there with his thumb in his ass, just kind of like, whatever.
I think maybe, hopefully, going forward with the Money in the Bank match, for at least for the women, is that and this is nothing against our women. We are just by nature shorter than men. They might just have to lower it a little bit because we're shorter.
Well, here's my thing. You can't say that because if you throw Tamina Snuka, Charlotte Flair,
A majority
and
of
Nia
the women
Jax,
on the roster are not as tall as the men.
you better climb up to that top rung like a Jeff Hardy.
I'm just saying, even standing on the top, they might still not be able to reach
You better
it.
get the taller ladder.
I mean, that's...
Even with the tall, I'm just saying.
I would be...
That's the only thing that I could see, so we don't have what happened at this.
But here's my thing.
Happened.
With how low it hangs, if you get the 20-foot ladder that is out there, the 20-foot ladder is recognized through how many Money in the Banks?
You could still do the 20-foot ladder.
Okay, well, men can sit on top of the 20-foot ladder, literally sitting down, and the briefcase is at their fucking head.
Yeah.
Anyway, Happy New Year, wrestling fans.
And the women who are confirmed.
Yes, the women.
We have Naomi,
Mm-hmm.
Natalia,
Mm-hmm.
Ruby Riott,
Mm-hmm.
Asuka,
Sweet.
Paige, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Sasha Banks, and Bailey.
She's gonna hug her way to victory, because that's how wrestling is done nowadays. One hug at a time.
I will say, if she Bailey the Belly or whatever her finisher is called, Sasha Banks over the top rope, I will applaud you for the rest of your career.
My money is on one of two people. Nia Jax or Asuka. And I'm throwing Asuka in there because that's probably who is going to win.
Oh yeah.
Because unfortunately, WWE seems to have a problem with giving serious spotlight to the bigger girls, which is real horse shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, they're giving her own spotlight with Enzo.
Oh my god. Okay. Nitro Snaps #1. Okay. You fuck knuckle cum stains that are in creative right now are trying to recapture Chyna and Eddie Guerrero.
Latino Heat died, and so did that storyline. Please do not redo it.
You are besmirching the memory of Eddie Guerrero and Chyna. Not that Paul or Steph or Vince gives a flying fuck about the memory of Chyna, which is evident.
Yeah.
It is insulting to their memory. It is insulting to my intelligence. It is insulting to the intelligence of my co-hosts. And It is insulting to the intelligence of my fellow wrestling fans. This is bullshit. It really pisses me off because you will never recapture what they did. And it was special what they did. I'm not saying that Enzo and Nia are not special.
It's okay.
We're all special little snowflakes. But this is bullshit. And you are not giving either one of them their proper due.
Oh, no. No.
This is just filler bullshit that has been recycled and done before. This is some Vince Russo bullshit.
Speaking of recycled shit, I'm going to set you off again. I figured out Dolph Ziggler's storyline, and you're going to hate it as soon as I say it.
Let me get my drink first. Don't say it while I'm drinking.
Yeah, because you might spit. Either that or throw your mug across the room, and I don't want to break your new mug.
I like that mug.
I like that mug.
That's a Pirate Skull beer mug.
It's a kick-ass mug.
My aunt got me that for Christmas. This is pretty fucking baller.
Who disappeared and came back as a superhero? Stomped out the ring, left, told the crowd that they didn't deserve him. I'll give you one clue. He also died in the ring.
Owen Hart?
Yes. Think of Owen Hart's storyline before he became the Blue Blazer. He turned on the crowd, told them they didn't deserve him, walked out of the ring, wasn't really coming out to any kind of entrance, just walking down, pissed off, left, and then came back as the Blue Blazer.
You know...
And if that's what you're doing,
I wonder...
I'm going to be pissed.
I wonder if this is punishment for something Dolph did.
What? They punishing him because he's outside of the WWE? He's a stand-up comedian?
Potentially. I'd go see his stand-up.
I
I bet
would
he's
too.
funnier than fuck.
Right. There was an episode on Total Divas that me and Oz had watched where Jay...
Why do you abuse your husband like that?
Is it Jay that did the stand-up and got Naomi mad because he did all kinds of stand-up about Naomi? But Dolph had got him into the club because Dolph went on on right before he did. And both of them funny. Both of them are funnier than shit.
All I'm saying is the angle where Dolph Ziggler was with Vicky Guerrero was better than what they're doing with him now.
I'm telling you, WWE, if there's one thing that can break the camel's back, you bring him back, and I don't care if it's red, blue, green outfit trying to play off the blue blazer fucking Owen Hart storyline, I'll never turn you on again. I will never watch you again. Because that is beyond disrespect. I don't give a fuck that Vince likes his superheroes, because he does. He loves his superheroes, because did you know Neville was actually supposed to wear a mask and cape? That's why he left the WWE, was one of the reasons. Because they were trying to get him to change his character and go back to the superhero character.
I have so much more respect for him now.
Think about it. When he first came out, he did wear a cape.
Yeah. Here's the thing that I just kind of was thinking about. When so many fucking video game fans have this mentality, and it really blows my mind getting on to some of the wrestling pages on Facebook. It really does, because so many ignorant things being said and just thrown around. So, oh my God. I don't get some of these people, but I think what I mean where I was going with that was, I see a lot of acceptance of the bullshit.
Oh yeah.
And that makes me really mad. And the people that probably did get into wrestling at the tail end of the Ruthless Aggression era, post Benoit fans.
Oh yeah.
But also, I understand that a lot of the issue comes from the political correctness of the generation we live in. That is.
Oh, you mean butthurt snowflakes? Here's my thing.
People who love fucking marks.
Yes.
That's my issue. Are fucking marks.
Here's my thing.
Oh my God! If you don't know what that means, you probably are one.
Here's my biggest thing. Is with everything that has...
my fucking lighter,
yes, it was. Everything that has gone on with the WWE, if you don't... I won't even say I'll be mad at you if you came in after that and you did your research and you've watched the WWE Network back and watched the old WCW, the old NWA, the old Smoky Mountain, and the old Monday Night Raws before the Attitude Era and during the Attitude. I don't mean you. I mean these fuckers who want to play a video game and think that they know some shit about wrestling, hop on the WWE Network just to watch the pay-per-views and the behind-the-scenes fucking kayfabe bullshit.
The people who really think they know shit because they watch the kayfabe parts.
Right. And you know nothing. You don't know the history. You don't know the men that built this company or anything about them. You are what is wrong with wrestling. And you have these same fucking people sitting in your creative.
Yeah.
And that lies the issue, because you have people like us who are loyal fans of this generation of wrestling and know the history and have watched it our whole lives growing up and watched matches before we were ever born, whether it was on a VHS or your dad had an old wrestling magazine that had the match in all the old matches, because the old wrestling books, you remember them fuckers that were like this and like an inch and a half thick, and then the old wrestling magazines. If you don't know any of that, you're not a wrestling fan. You're a wannabe wrestling fan.
I will respectfully push back a little bit on that, and here's why. And I respect your point of view, and that's what this is all about.
Is we call it like it is.
Yeah, and what I will challenge that with is, I think that I'm not going to say one way or another about some of those guys that, and I mean, it's not even just people with differing opinions from us, it's just some of the dumb shit that's said.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that if you love to watch this, then that makes you a fan.
You're
But
right.
I believe there is a difference between a fan and a follower.
You're right.
I don't want to get people in all riled up over religious reasons, but I will compare it because I grew up in Sunday school. I will compare it to a story in the Bible. If you want to bitch and complain about talking about the Bible and wrestling, well, I guess you are not a fan of Shawn Michaels then. But
Shawn Michaels or preacher brother Devon.
yeah, or Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But anyway, the sermon.
Hulk Hogan. Say your prayers and eat your vitamins.
Which are now available, WWE vitamins.
Are you really? And you bitch about me doing the $9.99?
You said it. You fucking said it.
You just fucking podcast on our
Available
podcast.
at Giant Eagle.
A Giant Eagle for $4. As opposed to...
$9.99.
Exactly. So...
$9.99 gets me pay-per-views. All of them from history of WCW, ECW, WWE. So who gets the better deal, bitch? This guy.
It was better when it was WWE 24/7. I'm just going to say it.
I agree.
Anyway, that arrow was better. Anyway, what I was going to say, though, was there were the people who came to hear what Jesus had to say. And they stayed. Because they weren't just there for an afternoon. They were there for a fucking long time.
Yeah.
All those people, in a sense, were fans. But then, there were the 12. The disciples.
Oh, yeah.
Because they followed that dude and listened to everything. And watched everything. And knew everything about this guy. That's the difference.
I agree.
Fans and disciples.
I am a disciple.
I am
Sorry.
a disciple. But moving on from that, you know, we talked about a little bit there for a minute about, you know, all the old ways to get access to the old wrestling.
Right.
What was the match that got you into wrestling? I don't think we've ever talked about that.
The match that got me into wrestling
I know mine.
would have to have been, I remember, and I was young,
Now-
I was like 4 years old.
Now, is this your first time you ever watched it as well? Because the match that got me into wrestling was the first match I ever saw.
Yeah, that's what got me into wrestling.
Okay.
And it was Sting and Ric Flair.
Mine also involves Sting. That is fucking awesome, sir. Stinger fans for life. Fuck you, Triple H. I did sign up for the contest a few years back to win the bat. I didn't win. Or else all of you would have seen it by now. Sting, if you ever watch this, long live the Stinger. Black and white for life, though. Sorry, Surfer Boy. I know you're a Surfer Boy fan.
I love my Surfer Boy, don't get me wrong. But I also love my Crow.
Jimmy King's alright by me.
Here's the thing. I love the time frame of the two.
Yeah. I wasn't a really
The
big fan of the
Surfer-
Wolfpack Sting. Were you?
It was, if he wouldn't have talked as much, yes.
See, that's actually really interesting. Not to cut you off, but because he was with the NWO and they were the bad guys, had he handled that the same way he handled being a part of the Main Event Mafia the first time around? Because if you remember watching the first rendition of the Main Event Mafia,
Yes.
Sting was not happy.
No.
Because they were all heels, and he was the only face. And he didn't like running with heels. You could see it on
Right.
his face every time. He didn't like not wearing makeup. He's out there with sunglasses and in his suit. He was just there because he had to be. He did
Right.
not like... I mean,
Here's
that was the angle, of
Right.
course. But, I mean, had he handled being in the Wolfpack the same way he handled that, I would have liked it way better.
here's the thing with the Wolfpack thing. The reason why, yes, I enjoyed him still in the ring and stuff like that, but the character and sense, I did not care for. That's Oz, by the way. Was because you had the Surfer Boy Sting who talked and who was just all hyped up, bright ass colors, and then you had the Crow Sting that was dark and mysterious. And what he did was he literally took the two characters and mushed them together for the NWO Wolfpack. And I didn't care for it as much because I loved Surfer Boy Sting, and when he just left and came back as the Dark Mysterious Sting. Where he realized, okay, this worked, but this is a new breed of people that I haven't really dealt with too much, that I need to change and go to a place that I've never gone. And then when you got into the Wolfpack, he literally took those two generations of Sting and smashed them together, and it, in the ring, amazing. Sting never really changed his moveset in the ring. Vocally, he had the look of black and white Sting, with only making it red and black instead, but had the mentality and persona of Surfer Boy Sting. It just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
If he would have stayed that dark, creepy Sting and just put a black and red face paint on,
And had never done the Joker Sting.
God.
I mean, he rocked that towards the end. That's when I really got
Yeah.
sold on it. When I watched Hulk Hogan finally snap and just beat the fuck out of him, that was hilarious. That really was like the Joker. It was perfect. He did good. So, anyway, though, the real question mine was Jeff Jarrett and Sting.
Jeff Jarrett and Sting, yeah.
Before we get back to the Royal Rumble, though, what was your favorite Sting entrance music? Mine, hands down, TNA. That was sick. That was Sting. That fit Sting's character, I thought.
Surfer Boy Sting.
Really?
Really.
That's fair.
I love the original Surfer Boy Sting.
I like the Titantron for the WWE Sting. I don't really care for the music. It's not iconic enough. I don't think
It's
the
black.
icon.
It's black and white Sting.
It is,
music
but
just
still.
hyped up. They added the Crow into it.
Anyway, though, back to the Royal Rumble.
Shitty fucking matches, other than the women finally getting their Royal Rumble.
Yeah, what I was going to say, though, before we do move on from the Women's Royal Rumble, the idea of lowering the ropes just a little bit, I understand the frustration with that a little bit there, but at the same time, if that is the only stipulation, I'm okay with it. I am willing to...
I don't even think they're lowering the ropes, are they?
And I don't think they will, but if they were to do that, that is probably the only stipulation that I would be willing to sacrifice for. You know, I mean, I would be okay with that to kind of level it out a little bit, but not...
Well, here's my thing.
Yeah.
How long is this pay-per-view?
It's going to be a while, because here's the other thing. They don't employ 30 female wrestlers, even including NXT, in all. They're going to have to bring back a couple of people who haven't been there forever.
Well, not only that, or bring new in, like...
Yeah, that was the other
four
thing.
horsewomen from the UFC.
That would be fucking awesome. If Rousey shows up, she better damn well win.
The Queen of Spades did show up on NXT and choke out Kairi Singh, who won the Mae Young Classic. Choked her out on top of the Titantron.
I will shit my pants if Velvet Sky walks out. I will shit my pants.
She's been promoting a lot on Twitter about Global.
She has, but I'm just saying, if...
There's been some talk on the prediction boards that I've been reading. Some possible Lita.
I could see her coming back,
Just for
in the
nostalgia purposes.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really, really cool, and it would be one of the biggest pops of the night if that...
The Bella Twins return.
Yep, the Bella Twins. I've heard numerous rumors about them.
Just stay home.
Alundra Blaze.
Ooh.
I don't see Alundra giving up her...
What if Deborah comes out?
No. Here's the thing. Deborah and Sable, they're too old to hop in the ring.
They are, but Brock would be the guy to talk to into doing that.
And my other thing is, with Alundra Blaze, she's not giving up her Medusa monster truck. And that's what she does. She drives the monster truck. She's not going to go off tour, especially right now when tour's getting ready to start up. And be
if the money was right.
She makes tons of money, and she sinks so much money into that truck in time.
Yeah, but what if Vince promised her so much money that she could invest into that truck too?
I just don't know.
I mean, I'm saying it's
But
a
even then,
possibility.
if
I'm not
she
saying
hopped
it's probable.
But even if she hopped in, then you are talking about bringing people like Sable and them, and they'd be... Here's my thing.
It would get a big pop.
It would get a big pop, but would it really? Because let's be honest, half this crowd would be like, who the fuck are these? Except for Alundra Blaze.
If-
She would be the only one that they would recognize because she was just recently on a Hall of Fame.
If any of those children that are going to be there have parents that have any sort of respect for their child as wrestling fans, those kids are going to know who those people are. That's what pissed me off so much about, like, Triple H talking about China going in the Hall of Fame. So many people not knowing who she is, and they're like, let me Google her. It's like, dude, anybody who's got kids who were wrestling fans in the Attitude Era, those kids know who the fuck China was, you
But that's my
pompous
whole
ass.
thing. So many people from our generation have turned away from wrestling, don't care about wrestling, don't even
Well-
want their kids watching wrestling because they don't. They're like, why? They're like, they don't like it.
And I understand that. There was a period of time, like, I didn't watch the WrestleMania when Seth Rollins beat Triple H. I'm still just like, why did that even happen? Of course, I'm not a fan of Roman beating Triple H. Anybody who watches this show knows I'm no fan of Roman Reigns.
I'm no
But
fan of Triple H either, though.
I'm no fan of a lot of people in there. But, I mean, I'm no fan of Triple H, but as I've said before, you know, I will dog the shit out of that guy, but I will never say that he has no talent. I will definitely say that there is a certain amount of things that he has now that he did marry into. Not all of it. I'm not saying he married into his success because he was a badass shit kicker before he got even involved with Stephanie.
Oh yeah.
So, whatever on that point. But I mean, you know,
Here's what I'd like to see. These are some people that I would like to see show up.
for nostalgia purposes or like,
Nostalgia and permanent. I'd like to see Trish and Lita come out. Those two, I think, would be your biggest pop today.
which I actually found out something recently. I had always kind of speculated that Trish had fake boobs, but I had never like got confirmation
Yes,
on it.
they're fake.
Yeah, apparently she got those taken out.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but there was like a big deal about it on like
yeah,
it's
she got them taken out because she had a baby and
back problems.
no breastfeeding.
Oh, well, yeah, that'd do it.
But those would be my two nostalgia purposes, really. Those are the only two besides if you wanted to throw like Jacqueline in there or Jazz.
I'd like to see Awesome Kong come back one more time.
I
I loved her in TNA. Man.
I loved
She
her in
was a force to
TNA,
be reckoned
but
with. She really got fucked over when she
if
came
they
to
bring her
WWE.
back, they need to bring her back separate, and her and Nia Jax go head to head.
That would be really, really cool.
I'd like to see the 4 horsewomen in the UFC
Yeah,
come out,
absolutely. That would be really cool. Charlotte Flair out there, and then here comes Ronda with all her entourage.
and I would like to see Velvet Sky and Angelina Love. That
Beautiful people.
the beautiful people. And there's one other, and I hate saying it, but as long as they don't fuck her character up, and you and me have debated over this bitch, this old dirty bitch.
ODB.
I think some people would lose their shit if she came out.
I would lose my shit. I'd start doing the like boob busting.
And the
like
only
she
reason
did.
I
Oh
say
my
that is
God.
because they need to bring Sanity up to put them in the men's Royal Rumble, because then EY and ODB reunite inside of WWE.
That would be the coolest shit ever. Oh my God, I would lose my mind.
And she could be the new female member to make it 2 females, because they're talking. There is speculation and talk and rumors about them having a women's tag team division and belts, and that would give ODB and what is her name? Oz.
What?
Oh, Nia.
No, she's part of Sanity right now.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Cross.
Nikki
Oh,
Cross.
yeah,
Nikki Cross.
There's so many generic shitty names out there right now.
ODB and Nikki Cross could be the female tag team from Sanity, because they already have a tag team in EY who does more of the singles matches.
The female version of Big Show and Kane.
Right.
But
But that would be it for me for the women's Royal Rumble. Well, past that point, you're going to see a lot more of the Mae Young Classic girls come back in and fight, which I'm okay with. Make your money, boo-boos.
Yes. Speaking of which, sorry, I completely forgot. The 3 girls from tonight, Ruby Riot. Is that who that is?
Mm-hmm.
The Riot Squad.
Yep.
They've been
The Riot Squad has been entered
Sarah Logan and whatever her name is.
in. Mandy Rose. No,
Mandy-
Mandy Rose is...
Nope. The other one, what's her name?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a
something?
lot of porn star names in
Yeah,
WWE right now.
I don't remember.
Those
The Riot
three-
Squad is going to be
Those three are
in.
going to be in it, and then also Naomi and Becky Lynch will be in it too.
Yes.
Can I steal one of those beers I left?
Yes.
I'll get it for you.
You sure?
Um,
I hide my face though because I'm the great and powerful. You can hear me, but you can't see me.
other than that, that's pretty. Let's get into the other matches of the Royal Rumble.
Well, before we do that, who are you hoping for like comebacks, like nostalgia, permanent, and potential win for the men's rumble?
Men's Rumble.
Thank you.
I have a serious grievance with the Men's Rumble.
Here's we can talk about that for a minute. You know, I mean, there's a lot of speculation about a lot of different comebacks right now.
If Kenny Omega shows up,
No, Kenny Omega can't show up because I believe his contract with TNA, what the fuck am I talking about? Ring of Honor isn't up until after Mania.
only problem with Ring of Honor, they're still latched into WWE.
Yeah, it's a difficult.
They're a Bush League still. Hate
Yeah.
putting it that way, but they're a Bush League still. And if somebody gets called up, nobody's going to stop them. And
Well-
here's my thing. Kenny Omega, there's speculation of him coming up, and you and me have talked about it. I think that's why Chris Jericho left the WWE,
I
to be
really
a feeler.
hope not.
I'm
because,
telling you, it makes perfect sense.
I mean, if that's what it is, then Ring of Honor needs to boot his ass out.
Ring of Honor is still a Bush League for WWE.
I know, but
It's where CM Punk came from. It's where Roman Reigns came from. It's where Samoa Joe came from.
Joe came from TNA.
Joe came from Ring of Honor.
But where everybody really knew him from was TNA.
Okay, hey, he still came from Ring of Honor, who traded to TNA and WWE simultaneously the whole time. Ring of Honor will
Fucking
always be
bootleggers.
a Bush League. Get our money. Here you go. You're going up in the world. See you later. And we'll get new people to push in.
Somebody needs to rise up and beat out Ring of Honor then.
Ring of Honor.
That makes them out to be like a wrestling drug
It's
dealer,
where John
basically.
Cena came from. It's where Batista came from.
Anyway,
Like I said, all these guys were in Ring of Honor.
it really does make them like the drug dealer of the wrestling world. Just like, yo, Vinnie Mac, I got what you need, what you looking for.
Right.
Like, it's so shitty and shady at the same time.
It is.
Oh, it's fucked up.
And
Anyway.
that's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. There were wrestlers from WWE who would go to Ring of Honor to have a feud with somebody, and next thing you know, they were showing up at WWE.
What do you think the likability of Cody Rhodes making an appearance would be? Like, not as a permanent, like as nostalgia. That would be pretty cool, because he's
I don't
really
think he will.
changed. I don't think he would either. I think it's very, like, it's too random. It would
Well,
never
not
happen.
only that, Cody Rhodes also stated WWE's not his home.
Well, right, but that's why I said nostalgia purposes, you know. Like,
Nostalgia purposes, you're going to get a lot of the old timers.
which I think is great. I as much as I love DDP, as much as I absolutely love him, dude, please don't come back for this. I love you so much, Dally, but you're doing so good for the world right now with your yoga, and you're really helping people. As much as I absolutely love you as a wrestler and as a person, just if you do anything with WWE from here on out, be very, very cautious and very picky about what you do.
Yeah.
As much as I loved watching you in the ring, the movie The Wrestler opened up my eyes to a lot of things, and I don't want anything bad to happen to you, man.
You're right.
So, and that's as much as I do love nostalgia in the Rumble, and as much as I like it throughout the year, not as much as Vince McMahon forces it down our throats, but I like a good, nostalgia comeback from time to time without there being a lot of ass
Here's
kissing
my
involved.
thing. If you're going to get a big pop, I see 3 people coming over.
CM Punk.
Nope.
That would
The
be
CM Punk you and me have
huge.
talked about, I think he needs to come back. I think he should be in the Royal Rumble. But
number 30.
no, 25.
Yeah, but imagine if it came down to John Cena. and like Daniel Bryan.
Which
if he
I know
got
John
into it.
Cena's in the Royal Rumble too.
Yeah, but what if Daniel Bryan came out and it came down to him and John and they were just getting ready to square off and oh my god.
I would lose my mind.
I would too.
Right.
I
But
mean-
I see 3 people coming over from Ring of Honor / New Japan
Omega.
and the Young Bucks.
I don't think the Young Bucks will. They
The
already
Young
they
Bucks
just
will-
recently slammed WWE again.
It don't matter. And we both know it. As soon as that money comes rolling out, they're going to take it.
And that's the biggest problem right now is everybody is too focused on the money and
The sad part is it's not like they're making millions of dollars right off the rip.
I know.
They don't. It takes, even if you get signed in at $500,000, NXT gets signed in at $250,000. That is their contract for a year.
Yeah.
It's like even if you get signed in for a year at $500,000, and the next year you get another $500,000, you've made $1 million in 2 years. So they're like, okay, fuck it, $1 million in 2 years, I can do that. 165 days in a year, 355 days out of the year I'll be on the road, unless I'm on something like Total fucking Divas or Bellas.
The other question is how many guys actually do stay on the road for house shows? Probably not as many as they're used to. But
It depends on where you fall on the match card.
yeah, and who knows? You know, there are even guys who do like shows like OVW.
Right.
They're not OVW. What am I talking about? ASWA. That's
Oh,
our,
yeah.
our local wrestling circuit. And which, if you're from the Central Ohio area, go check it out.
Oh,
Join
yeah.
the Nightmare. And Johnny Paradise. I almost
Well,
called
he's
him by his
not
real
Johnny
name.
Paradise anymore.
What is he now?
Oh God. I'd have to look it up or have Oz look it up.
I forget. I don't know.
Who?
Johnny Paradise, what he changed his name to.
ASWA.
But anyway, it like I said, the kayfabe shows piss me off to no end because it doesn't paint the true picture of
It's,
the wrestlers.
I can appreciate what they wanted to do with the idea, but
Yeah,
the,
but-
the overall issue is it's breaking kayfabe.
Horribly.
And also it's soap operas. I mean,
Point in case, you have Naomi, who is just feuding with Natalya, but yet on Total Divas, they're at each other's houses or
best buddies.
right, best buddies, watching fucking Bree and Daniel Bryan's kid, so they could go out.
So, no, that means that they were in Arizona.
It doesn't matter. They were still
It's-
together. It's breaking kayfabe. You're breaking the storyline that you're trying to sell to everybody, and everybody knows it's horseshit, and that's why you're losing money.
Well, and the issue is, if they want to do all that, fine. But if you are going to continue to air shows that purposefully break kayfabe, then Vince McMahon needs to have some respect for his employees, and he needs to pay back every dime that he ever charged anybody for breaking kayfabe. And he owes a personal apology to anybody he ever hazed over breaking kayfabe, including Triple H and
Scott Hall, Kevin Nash,
all of them. Every last one of them. He
X-Pac,
owes a handshake,
Shawn
money,
Michaels.
and an apology.
Oh yeah,
A handshake, money, and an apology to all those guys he ever punished for breaking kayfabe.
because you have done nothing but break kayfabe.
He's a two-faced son of a bitch, and everybody knows it. But
But nobody has the balls to stand up and say it.
I'd say it straight to his face if I ever met him.
So moving on past that,
Yeah.
let's get back to the Royal Rumble. Kane versus Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. The Machine, the Monster, and the Beast.
A completely wasted gimmick, angle.
Yeah.
Because nobody actually believes Kane is going to pull out the victory.
If he does, I'll be
Nobody.
pissed.
I mean, I won't necessarily be pissed, but I'll be like,
Here's why I'll be pissed. Just hear me out. Everybody knows Kane's hunting for governor.
Something. Mayor.
Mayor, governor of...
He's running for a political office.
Right, of Tennessee. In one of the towns of Tennessee. This is where I have an issue, because you can't do this spotty-ass championship like you have been with Brock Lesnar, because honestly, it's old, it's played out, and nobody wants it.
I don't care who takes the title off Lesnar. I'll be happy. But I don't care if Ronda Rousey comes back and takes the title off Lesnar. As long as he's not champion and he leaves WWE, I don't give a shit. I don't ever want to see him in a WWE ring again.
And here's my thing. You're wasting your time with Kane and Braun Strowman fighting Brock Lesnar.
And
when you know damn well Brock Lesnar's going to keep the fucking title till WrestleMania to fight whoever wins the Royal Rumble.
It was a waste to see Kane actually stoop to the level of wanting to team up with somebody who is not his brother.
Other than, like, the Big Show. Because I will say, back in the day when he had the full outfit on and him and Big Show.
Yeah, but Big Show's not there, so...
You're right.
But, I mean, for Kane to do that, it would have made more sense for Braun to just kind of nodded and, like, given, like, a small smirk and just kind of nodded. Like, and then walk out of the ring. That would have been great. But instead, like, Braun's got to be like, I'm going to be the one to change the beast. I've got the biggest beard in the WWE. Rah! It's like, dude, Jesus, I know this is creator's fuck up, but damn it. Oh, it's so fucked up.
Like I said,
Brock is going to retain.
Brock is going to retain. That's my prediction.
I mean, there is no prediction about it. It's just fact. He's going to retain.
Here's the thing. I'm going to give you the two endings.
He's going to F5 Kane and he's going to win.
Kane chokeslams Braun Strowman, turns around, gets F5'd. 1, 2, 3.
Kane's going to be the one who gets pinned.
Or Braun Strowman power slams Kane stands up to do his raw like that, turns around, gets F5'd. 1, 2, 3. Because we already know, apparently it only takes one F5 to keep Braun Strowman down for a 3 count.
I really think Kane's going to be the one who gets pinned.
I think Braun Strowman is. Because then the feud will be Braun Strowman and Kane all the way to WrestleMania, and you'll have Brock Lesnar versus whoever won the Royal Rumble.
Maybe.
Who will finally put the other one out, Kane or Braun. And that will be Kane's exit. He will exit at WrestleMania just like The Undertaker. He'll leave his mask in the ring and be done.
I still think he needs to have a rivalry with Reigns. And he needs to go over.
He will.
But it's just such bullshit that they won't take advantage of that. That would have been better than him feuding for the title. Everybody knows he is not going to win.
You're right.
This is bullshit.
Well, is it more bullshit than the WWE title? Handicap?
They're
Sami
both
Zayn and
so
Kevin Owens
fucking just insulting
versus fucking AJ?
You can't fucking do that. You cannot do it. A handicap match versus one dude for the WWE. You can't do that. It doesn't work like that. Vince, it does not work like that. I don't know what got into your head that has made you so fucking stupid over the last few years, but you are just absolutely... I don't give a shit about the PC era. You're fucking retarded. There is no other way to look at it. You are fucking retarded.
He took too many stunners.
Oh. Somehow this is Steve Austin's fault.
He took too many stunners.
Steve Austin's fault. I'm not even mad anymore.
Here's my
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here's my thing with the whole match. I'm gonna tell you how it goes right now. AJ's wins, and I'll tell you how. Because the only way that you can do a handicap match for one title is whoever the person is that's tagged in wins. If he wins, he gets the title. The other one doesn't. So it's going to be, oh look, Sammy goes for a cover. Kevin Owens breaks it up. What are you doing? Sammy and Kevin start going at it. AJ, phenomenal forearms both of their asses and takes a pin from one of them. Better yet, he rolls out, gets up, phenomenal forearms, Kevin Owens rolls out of the ring, Sami Zayn goes to hit him, and he gets the Styles Clash or the Calf Crusher, and it's over. And that will start up the whole rivalry again between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and that's what you'll see at WrestleMania. Just like I think Daniel Bryan's return match isn't going to be the Royal Rumble.
Probably not.
It's going to be him and Shane McMahon at WrestleMania.
Probably.
Sorry, WWE, you're highly predictable, and I can predict your storylines half the time before you ever finish them out. Because your creative team is no different than a fucking sitcom writer who sits there and plans out every fucking episode for no fucking reason with no creative talent behind it.
Their creative team is nothing but a bunch of brain-dead chimpanzees.
Well, they got college degrees now, come on.
As I said, brain-dead chimpanzees. College degrees double as will work for food science nowadays.
Yep.
So, fuck your English degree. Sorry.
Your creative writing degree, because you ain't creative, I don't know how the fuck you got that.
You know, I have a cousin down south. When he was born, he had brain damage because, you know, he's like pushing...
He had to watch the WWE.
But, no, this is a long time ago when they could still use, like, tools to help pull the baby out.
Yeah.
Doctor fucked up and, unfortunately had brain damage. Very, just awesome individual. I love him to death. He cannot speak normally. Like, he's got, like, his own language, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He could write a better fucking storyline from now until 10 WrestleManias from now than the current WWE creative.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. And that's my whole thing. It's mind-boggling how stupid you guys have gotten.
It really pisses me off. Like, I want to challenge the entire creative team to a fist fight.
And that's really... And here's my thing. The Royal Rumble has to be longer than this. Unless you're not going to put either Raw or SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line. You can't put the Intercontinental Championship on the line. But you have the U.S. title on the line at the Royal Rumble. And that's still to be determined who's fighting who for it. And I think it's a fatal four-way. But you can't sit there and have that. Even in 4 hours, there's no way.
No, it's going to be like 5.5, 6 hours.
Right. It's going to be longer than WrestleMania itself. It have to be. WrestleMania is only 4 hours.
Does it really?
Yes.
They pack a lot of matches into 4 hours.
Right. But that's my thing. Unless you're going to be like, you have 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes. Okay. You have 10 minutes. You have 5 minutes. You have 4 minutes. Oh, 2 Royal Rumbles.
Yeah.
It has to be longer, or you're going to have these shitty fucking gimmicky fucking matches that literally are going to blow up in your face because everybody's going to be like, I paid to watch this shit.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say about the Royal Rumble because honestly, that's all it deserves.
Yeah. It's one big giant shit show already.
Like I said, I'm not shitting on the women. Congrats, but
the best thing that could happen to the Royal Rumble is Rousey showing up.
Rousey and Punk.
Rousey and Punk. That would be the two saving graces.
Yep.
And I know there's a lot of CM Punk haters out there want to be like, oh, he's the quitter. As if you never quit a job. Fuck you.
Hey, I'm just going to say it like this. LeBron James, bitch.
And he gave Cleveland a championship. Browns, 0-16. Give me a fucking break.
Hey, did you not see my Facebook post?
No.
I'm not a Browns fan, but they have at least W. They just can't help it that it's in their name.
I love that the Cleveland fans are actually having a parade to tell them that they're fed up with the bullshit.
Right. So, moving past the...
They get the first draft pick. draft Tom Brady. I'm sorry, Tom is a piece of human shit. Tom Brady, I hope you see this one day. Fuck you, fuck everything you love, fuck everything about you. You are a just complete piece of dog shit. But Browns, draft him. He can cheat you to victory. Also, Tom, your whole, we need to thank God first and foremost. Pretty sure God has something to say about liars and cheaters. Bitch. Fuck football, by the way.
Moving past that, on to Monday Night Raw, it was an alright show, I guess.
It's okay.
Seth Rollins is being used to like mold Jason Jordan,
which is real bullshit, because as if he's got any place to give instruction to anybody. You haven't even given 10 years to the company, pal. Your whole, I'm going to come out here and watch you lose. And then you're going to criticize him for not being a team player? Wow, you're a real team player too. Way to set an example. Right. Skunk-headed little shit. Oh, by the way, we all know what your dick looks like.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, no, we do, remember? Because the one diva leaked it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
Not to mention that you're possibly getting leaked out with Paige, too. So
I don't have any pity for Paige whatsoever.
But Jason Jordan fought Cesaro. It was a C- match to me. There was so many botches on both halves. By even Cesaro, and Cesaro's decently talented in the ring.
He's a good singles guy.
Right. And he botched so many moves, and so did Jason Jordan. It was horrible. They were fumbling over each other.
It's what I think happened, because I did watch it. My personal thought on it, and I could be wrong, is that they tried to Hogan the match. And by that, I mean they tried to do something that Hogan was notorious for. Oh, don't worry about it, brother. We'll call it when we're down there.
Yeah.
They called the match in the ring. That's
what I think. How they were going to do it. Honestly, that probably is what happened.
That's what I think happened. And I could be wrong.
But they seriously just bumbled over each other the whole damn match.
It was pretty sad. And Jason, you're better than that. And so are you, Cesaro.
Right, both y'all are talented as hell in the ring, but Jesus Christ.
For some reason, you can't work together. I would have much rather seen Jordan versus Sheamus personally, yeah. But I mean, Cesaro and
Rollins have gone head-to-head too many times.
Well, I mean, him and Jordan, I thought, kind of could bounce off of each other because of their styles.
Right, but
at the same time, it proved to be the opposite. So
right. Nia Jackson, this Enzo relationship storyline, we already covered that, and we don't need him, Nitro over here blowing up.
I'm losing my hair as it is, man.
Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. Asuka did win with an arm bar. Oh, and just to cover, Jason Jordan beat Cesaro, but Alexa Bliss lost to Asuka, like I said, by armbar. But it was actually a very old school feel to the match.
It was a good match.
It was a good match. I gave it a solid just A, not an A+, just a solid A because of how much work they actually put in. And it didn't look scripted.
Well, the other issue is I don't know where her head was, thinking that Nia being there would mean Asuka might lose because
distraction purposes.
Asuka is a goddess in that ring.
Oh
I don't care what anybody says. Distraction be damned. Like Asuka would be like, I laugh at this.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, she would throw on a Russian accent and she'd be like, "Let me show you how this is done."
She'd be like, "Nobody's ready for Asuka."
I think Baby Metal should be like her new entrance music, a Baby Metal song, so that way Baby Metal can play on WrestleMania. That'd be sweet.
But like I said, I thought it was very good work inside the ring and everything between the two of them. It had a very old school feel to it, not a very how we see so many matches that we feel are so scripted.
Yeah.
Joe had a great promo.
That was the best promo of 2018, and it is January 3rd.
Right.
Joe is a fucking savage.
Like, it was all of them kind of wrapped up in a ball there. He did a great job. I'll give it to him.
Especially when you consider what he said.
Yeah.
And that he was saying it all to Dean Ambrose's wife.
Right.
He's sitting at home and he's got to live off of his wife's paycheck. check, and it's like she's standing right there with the microphone.
Just giving this look like fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, even still, like she was like drawing back, and it was.
But
great.
it wasn't the highlight of the night for me. Braun Strowman in his match with Rhino, Heath Slater kept getting up on the apron and stuff like that.
Rhino, I'm sorry that Vince McMahon has turned you into a jobber. I'm also sorry that he stuck you with a fucking waste of time like Heath Slater.
Yeah. Braun Strowman decided to get out of the ring, grab a microphone, and tell Heath Slater, you got two options, you cheerleader. You can either get off the apron and shut your mouth, or get in the ring and catch these hands like your partner.
He literally said you're going to catch these hands. That was so awesome.
Which then he proceeded to beat the holy hell out of both of them and give them both, I do believe it was 4 running power slams apiece.
Something like that.
Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns was a lot of hard hits. I'll give it to him. From in the ring to out of the ring, they were both really not backing down from each other.
No, and it was very unfortunate that Roman retained the Intercontinental Championship. I was really hoping for Joe. Joe needs a fucking belt around his waist that is not the NXT title.
Well, play the 2K18 and guess what is on there?
What?
Joe is the Universal Champion.
Nice! He needs to
In
be
the career
Universal
mode. So, I mean, the next match that I'm going to go to is, I'm calling it exactly like it is. Fuck you, WWE, if you don't like it. The Bullet Club versus the Miz Taraj and Elias. Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson did the too sweet in the ring and everything, and they beat Miz Taraj and Elias.
Dear every Miz fan ever, stop. Your guy is a waste of space. Stop. He was never good, never has been, isn't, never will be. Stop.
You can't really say that right now. You know who just won Wrestler of the Year, right?
I understand that he won Wrestler of the Year, but
Just saying.
like, I don't know who was in charge of that decision. Yeah, the monkeys.
Yeah, the monkeys.
Like, I don't understand how he could get Wrestler of the Year.
Dude, it baffled the shit out of me, too.
There are so many dudes in NXT that would be the
Aleister
perfect
Black?
fit if they would fire The Miz. They could bring up so many different talents.
Oh, yeah.
They're so much more well-deserving. I don't give a shit if he's about to be a dad. I don't give a shit that he married Maurice. I don't give a shit about what he can do in the ring. He should have stayed on MTV where he belonged with that stupid fucking faux hawk. Oz's snoring.
Oz. Basically, what it boils down to is the Balor Club is coming. You got Adam Cole in NXT. You have Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson already running with Finn Balor now. You have AJ and the possibility of Kenny Omega coming over and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I get it.
I hope they don't, but...
And it will be called the Balor Club. Moving past that, of course, the Bullet Club won it. Heyman and Brock Lesnar came out. Paul talked to smack like usual. Kane came out and chokeslammed Brock Lesnar. Brock sat up almost instantly after, give it a couple seconds, and he sat up and started laughing. He had the title around his waist at the time, and he got up, took the title off, and busted Kane in the face and literally split open Kane's chin, clotheslining him over the rope, and they started pretty decently feuding, trying to fist fight each other, and I don't know if it was scripted or not, but Kurt was pretty much on it, like the looks on on Kane's face and Brock's face when they started going at it, instantly had the whole locker room empty out to break them up. Like, nope, this isn't happening. We're not doing this, because I know that there is, and always has been, kind of tension between the two behind the scenes. Even And just like Brock Lesnar and Undertaker, there's always been tension behind the scenes with them. And that's it for Raw. Let's SmackDown. Finn Balor, of course, announced that he was going to be part of the Royal Rumble, and I don't know why he announced it on... Oh, I think this is where Oz just wrote it down. SmackDown, Usos are still the tag team champions. They had fought with the new American Alpha, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. And Shelton Benjamin was the legal man, and Jey Uso was the legal man. This match had to be restarted because neither one of them were involved in the pinfall, and it was Chad Gable and Jimmy Uso who got pinned. And they're like, "Oh, we won!" Start going up the ramp, and here comes the second referee. Like, no, wait a second, hold on. And he told the other referee, he's like, "No, they weren't even the legal men. These two are the legal men." Like, dude, if that was scripted, fucking hilarious. If it wasn't scripted, that was one of the biggest botches of 2018, and I have to believe it was a botch.
The only thing that was missing was Vince McMahon booking it down to the ring, all pissed off, sliding into the ring, and tearing both of his quads.
Like, it has to be the biggest botch of 2018.
It was literally Batista John Cena at the Royal Rumble all over again.
Yeah,
so, for those of you who did not get the Vince reference, go back and look. Was it even scripted for Vince to come down?
No.
Yeah, it was a whole big fuck up over John Cena and Batista in the Royal Rumble. And Batista won. I'm sorry, he won. And then the refs were all pissed off about it. Like, no, he went over first. No, he went over first. And it's like, both y'all motherfuckers knew exactly what was in the script. Stop fucking bitching about it. Just put Batista's arm up. So it became a big fucking deal. Vince came running down to the... Well, he wasn't running. He was doing his usual corn cops shaved up my ass walk. And he's like ripping off of his blazer. And he's just like, oh, god damn it.
Bottom rope. He goes to slide right in. And you see his legs catch on the curtain. And instantly tears both quads.
He goes to stand up, can't.
He tries to stand up and he just BAM onto the ground and just flips around, sits down on his ass and backs up into the corner, and he's just sitting there looking at everybody. And the refs,
yelling.
John Cena and Batista are all up in his shit, just like, what the fuck, man? And like, also, like, I think there was I forget who it was who realized first something was wrong. I think it was Dave.
It might have been Dave.
But they were just like, wait, what's wrong? And Vince finally, I guess he told him, like, tore my fucking quads.
Right. So, it was all bad.
They had to have a team of dudes come out and get him out of there. But Batista ended up going over it.
But yeah, if this wasn't planned, it was literally the biggest botch of 2018 possible. So needless to say, they won the tag team. The Usos won the tag team. Kept it or whatever.
Yeah. Real quick, one last thing on Vince tearing his quads. I think I know why Vince had that look of just utter defeat on his face. Because he knew Kevin Nash was sitting at home going,
Riot Squad had a match against the Welcoming Committee, which is Natalya, Camilla, and Carmella.
Not to,
And Tamina Snuka, and of course the Riot Squad won.
not to be confused with the same Carmella that was going to marry Theodore Long when he had his heart attack live on SmackDown. Not to be confused with the shitty title SmackDown Live. We all know it's live, and everybody knew it wasn't live before. SmackDown Live is a really fucking stupid idea for a title. Fuck you. You are fucking with our intelligence. Tie right over.
And then Charlotte Flair came out and was like, I got somebody that wants to get some revenge. Here comes Naomi. Then also somebody who wants to give you some payback. And then Becky Lynch made her return. They went down and beat up the Riot Squad and threw them out of the ring.
I forget, was she out on injury or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the Riot Squad. You're right. And then you had the shitty scenario where Sami Zayn Kevin Owens kept getting involved in the match between Sami Zayn and AJ Styles. And then he got thrown out, and Daniel Bryan got on the mic because he was out there with Shane McMahon as well, and said, "Hey Shane, since you're wanting him to leave, why don't you go with him?" And started sending Shane up the ramp, and then Sami pinned AJ, and AJ lost. And then AJ threw out there, well, if you're going to keep doing this, why don't we just do it and put both of them in a match with me? And Daniel Bryan, of course, peeped up because he's playing favorites at this point, from what I understand, and said, okay, that's exactly what it will be at the Royal Rumble. Handicap match. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for the...
I don't think it's
Yeah.
for the title.
Yes, it is, for the WWE title.
You know, Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan collectively have made me have thought.
That maybe they are brain damaged after so many years of wrestling.
No. It's given me a thought that I never once thought that I would ever have. I miss Eric Bischoff.
I don't.
I do.
Know who I miss?
Who?
Teddy Long.
Well, I miss Teddy Long, of course, but I miss the days
I
when it
miss
was
Teddy
Teddy Long
Long.
and Eric Bischoff.
I miss the days where it was Teddy Long and Mick Foley.
Yeah. Or Commissioner Austin.
Or, why don't we just do what we should have done years ago? Get Brock Lesnar to leave the WWE completely.
Oh, please. Any
And
scenario
here,
that involves
I'll
that.
give you who your new general managers and who should run the fucking shows. Teddy Long, you're getting SmackDown back. Paul Heyman, you have Raw.
Only I would add one thing. Michael Cole, or no. Ah, damn, that's a tough choice between firing Michael Cole or firing Corey Graves.
I would have to go with Michael Cole.
I'd fire Corey Graves.
I'd fire Michael Cole. I wouldn't even fire him. I'd make him switch shows.
I would fire Corey Graves because I fucking hate Corey Graves. Because he's such a little punk ass bitch.
Why?
Why isn't he?
Why? He was a good wrestler.
He was a mediocre wrestler.
He was a decent wrestler. Inside the ring, he was a decent wrestler.
He can't wrestle no more.
No, he can't. His neck injury.
It's a fact, not a joke. That's
Yeah.
funny either way.
Yeah, he actually got hurt.
He's
in
a CM
NXT.
Punk wannabe little bitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry, actually. I can't stand
I
him.
can't say he's a CM Punk wannabe.
I will say it with
Because
the
Corey Graves
intensity,
is as far from straight edge as possible.
but as straight edge aside,
No,
he's a
you can't
CM
say
Punk
straight
carbon
edge.
copy.
Well, that's all they want is a CM Punk carbon copy. That's all they want from any wrestler is a carbon copy of another wrestler.
Yeah,
So
I
you
just
can't
really-
fault him for it.
I really, really don't like Corey Graves. But anyway, fire Corey Graves and call Alex Riley from
No.
InfoWars.
No.
Oh, come on, man. It would be hilarious.
Alex Riley was in the WWE. And
Yeah.
flopped.
Yeah.
No, I mean, wait, I might have his name wrong. I'm talking about InfoWars, like the news network.
Yes, Alex Riley.
The old guy with the comb
Oh,
over.
no. Not them. I'm like,
Maybe I'm probably getting his name wrong.
yeah, because I'm like, Alex Riley was in the WWE and
Where's
he
my
flopped.
The guy from InfoWars.
Oz.
I got this. Or wait, no, Oz is the great and powerful. Why am I looking stuff up?
Right.
That's why you're here.
Because I'm trying to take a nap.
Don't nap with a cigarette. You'll end up like that one guy from Beetlejuice. You want a cigarette?
Oh, the
No.
charred guy.
Yeah, the guy who obviously died.
Alright,
Well,
what's
it
it
was
called?
good.
InfoWars?
InfoWars lead anchor.
Alex Jones?
Alex Jones. That's it.
Alex Riley.
The,
What the fuck?
all right, edit all that shit out. The only exception being Alex Jones from InfoWars is a commentator. Fire,
Michael Cole.
no, not Michael Cole.
fire Michael Cole. His voice is just so generic.
I really
I
hate
don't-
Michael. I detest Michael Cole, but I hate Corey Graves even more.
Here's my thing. You want to fire somebody? Fire fucking Booker T.
I like Booker T on the commentator team. If they would let Booker be Booker, it would be hilarious.
I don't think he
Booker
can be
gets
Booker
so fed
anymore.
up with the shit that comes out of Michael Cole's mouth.
Okay, fine. Fire Corey Graves just because, and then trade Michael Cole to
NXT.
actually trade Michael Cole for Jonathan Coachman from ESPN
Why would you bring Coachman back?
because it's just sad watching him on ESPN.
Why he does better than he ever did in the WWE, other than being a rag doll to get the shit knocked out of him.
I think there's always room for people to be around to get the shit knocked out of them in WWE. Because I can always pretend.
Oh,
that
come on now. You know you like the Michael Cole JR rap battle.
I preferred watching Heidenreich put the moves on Michael Cole and bat himself.
That's true. You mean Coach?
No, he put the moves on.
I thought it was Coach that he put the moves on.
Oh no, he gave some prison rapey vibes to Michael Cole.
But
I enjoyed every
Yeah.
second of that.
like I said, I'm just saying, give Paul Heyman Raw
But
and
Alex Jones
Teddy
would
Long.
definitely spice up the commentator team.
here's a better chance. Here's a better thing. Just give me JR back.
I mean, give me JR back over absolutely anybody. I do not believe in a WWE without JR Jim Ross.
Him and King were the best together.
Absolutely. Best commentator team, hands down. The only thing that could have made them better is if you added Gorilla Monsoon to the two of them and made it a three.
You add, what was his name from ECW?
Oh my god!
Oh, Joey Styles.
Yes.
Add all of them together. That would be the best commentator team ever.
There's your opening panel right there. For all these kickoff shows, there's your opening panel.
Joey Styles, Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, and Alex Jones.
Yep. Alrighty, everybody. It's rounding up to a little after 3 in the morning, so I'm Tyler Wolf.
I am the man they call Nitro, and we apologize on behalf of WWE for this Royal Rumble that you are going to witness. However, regardless of our very negative feelings about the Royal Rumble, it is very groundbreaking for one reason, and one reason alone. The women are getting a very good spotlight here. And I don't want anybody to think that my words from the past have been against the idea of a women's rumble. I think it's very awesome.
It is.
I just really hope that they do the women justice. And I hope that they really give them the spotlight they all deserve and the characters they deserve. They deserve so much more than what WWE is giving them.
Oh, yeah.
And I really do believe that we are going to witness history.
Yep.
So there is one good thing out of this terrible rumble.
Yep.
That being said, this has been
Call it like it is.
Deuces.